the audience. I'm Ciara Pressler. Welcome back. You thought we were gone. We're not. We're back. This show is for you if you are trying to build a career, looking for a new career, or especially if you are starting or growing a business. This week's focus is your marketing materials. If you are a business, you have a huge range of things you can produce to tell people about who you are and what you have to offer, right? Anything printed, ads, brochures, postcards, everything online, your website, all of your social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Yelp, your Google local account, or Bing, if you are a Bing user, as I know so many of you are. If you're an employee though, if you work for a business or if you're trying to get a job, you have a wide range of marketing materials too. Your resume should be considered one of your marketing materials. Cover letter, your LinkedIn profile, the public part of your Facebook profile, because people are checking those these days. Use your privacy settings wisely. But what do these have in common whether you are a business or whether you're working for a business? Here is what I want to teach you about what your marketing materials must be. So what makes a great marketing piece? Here are 4 things I want you to think about. I love the number 4. It's a good number, right? Yeah. 4 things I want you to think about when creating a marketing piece for yourself or for your business. Number 1, it's on brand. What do we mean by that? It reflects your personality. Not too crazy. You don't need colors and fonts and craziness and clip art on your resume. But you do need it to look polished. If you're a polished person, you do need it to be appropriate to your industry. And you do need it to reflect what you have to offer. Number 2, there are no mistakes on it. I cannot tell you how many times I'm looking over people's resumes and cover letters and there's spelling errors, grammar errors, it's addressed to the wrong person or the wrong company. Guys, it's business. There's too much competition. You can't afford to have these little mistakes. Proofread everything you do once, twice, 3 times, have someone else proofread it for you, and then send it out to print. Number 3, it explains to the audience why you matter. What does that mean? Okay, it explains how you will benefit them. If you're applying for a job, you say what you can bring to the table. If you're a business, you say how your product or service or your event can help make people's lives better. And number 4, it tells me what I'm supposed to do. In marketing, we call this a call to action. So if you're writing your resume, your contact information is on there. If you're writing a cover letter, you're requesting an interview or a follow-up. And if you're a business putting out some marketing materials, you're telling the customer what's next. In an e-blast, you're saying click here, you're saying purchase now. You give people some direction. Make it easy for them and you will see some results. So I'm here on a gorgeous rooftop in Soho, New York City. Don't you want to take a picture? Well, you don't have to because Noah Fecks is here with me today. He is a huge photographer here in New York City. He shoots primarily food and cocktails. It makes you want to eat them. I have used Noah for a few of my marketing campaigns and he always does great work. And I think one thing that I hear a lot of people wanting to do is become a photographer, and they don't necessarily know what goes behind building a whole career for yourself as a photographer. So will you talk a little bit about that?
It's a lot of building blocks. It's a lot of little pieces that you put all together that make one big thing. I think the most important thing is tech. You have to know your industry, you have to know equipment, you have to know lighting, you have to know film, but that's such a small little part of it. So once you get through that whole, you go through that boot camp of learning equipment, learning lenses, learning light, and then once you have all that, then everything's applied knowledge. So you have to take those little pieces and put them into kind of the puzzle and make it work.
Right. Well, how do you get people to pay for you to take pictures for them?
Well, you have to be good. You have to know your craft. You have to know what you're doing, and then it's really personality. It's a service job. So it's like, it's just like working in a hotel. It's just like working at a restaurant. You are there to make someone feel comfortable, to have an enjoyable experience. And the more nervous you make someone, it's not, the pictures aren't going to look good. So a lot of it is comfort level, speaking skills, talking, all those, that's really important.
Making people feel comfortable in front of the camera.
There's so many photographers now. So really, a lot of people can take a great picture, but it boils down to personality.
So if I want to become a photographer and see if I can really build a business as a photographer, what do I need to know?
I guess the first thing is, I repeat, it's your personality. Yeah. You have to be willing to grind your teeth a little bit, which is you're going to have to put up with difficult clients. You're going to have to put up with difficult situations, and the more that you sail through it, the more that you learn, the more that you know, and usually you come up on the other side a little bit more respected for it and respecting yourself, which is never bad.
So if I want to take my own pictures, maybe not start a whole career as a photographer, but I'm just wanting to take better photos with my camera phone, with my digital camera,
Sure.
Couple tips.
Biggest, most important tip, the best tip of all, no flash, no flash, no flash.
Really?
Flash is, that's if you're a police photographer. You're trying to really record or document something. It has its place, but it really doesn't make food look good. So the best thing you can do is try to turn the flash off.
Well, that's Noah. He's giving you insider tips from the world of photography, and we're going to be right back. When it comes to marketing materials, what should you be doing and what should you not be doing? Here is an example. This is a beautiful marketing piece. It's clear, I can read it, but what does it mean? I picked this up in an elevator yesterday. It says, make the difference. I don't know what I'm making a difference about. When I turn the postcard around, which I won't do because then you'll see the company, all there is contact information, but it doesn't tell me what the product is, what they're trying to sell, what difference I'm supposed to be making, if they're making a difference. I don't know enough. I don't have time to figure it out. I'm not going to go to their website if I don't know what they're doing. Get it out of here. I'm going to show you something much better now. This is a postcard we did last year on a event called Scene Brooklyn. I'm all about the arts in Brooklyn this week, aren't I? It was a film festival happening in Brooklyn, all Brooklyn filmmakers. Once again, we do have that clear, very clean, bright colors, but it talks about what it is. We can see it's an event because there's a date on the front. We get a little glimpse of what it is. So if it's up on a bulletin board, I can see everything clearly on one side. It has very clean branding. I can see it's put on by the Brooklyn Arts Council. And when I turn it around, there is much more information about the films, the filmmakers, everyone who's supporting it. It becomes an effective piece of marketing as well as a program for the whole weekend. So it's doing double duty, a very inexpensive piece to produce as well, only costs a few $100s to get thousands of these. I highly recommend looking at examples online of great postcards if you're going to make them. But be clear, and tell me what I'm supposed to do. And now for your resource of the week, the blotting paper. What's that, you ask, especially if you are male? This is a gem of a thing recommended to me by Noah Fecks, awesome New York City photographer. Anytime you're getting your picture taken professionally, or if you have a shoot going on for your business, make sure you bring these things. They make sure your face and your skin doesn't get shiny and your pictures turn out beautifully. Thanks, Noah, for that tip. And if you remember nothing else, your sticky note for this week is make an impression. All your marketing materials going out there, make sure you are making an impression. I'm Ciara Pressler, and remember, it's all about the audience.